Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is the recap review for Family or Fiance. So I watched like maybe the first 15 minutes of this, so we'll see how this goes. So the couple that we see this week, they are Felicia and Daryl. And they seem to be all right, but the main issue that I'm gathering is this best friend that Felicia has named Keith. She says that they never had any sexual involvement, they never kissed, but he in the confessional saying that they kissed one time and that it was nothing that really led to anything like that. And her fiance thinks that he is holding this candle for her, and she just like, nah, I know he liked me at one point in time, but he ain't like that no more. And I'm like, girl, I don't know about all that, but we go see. So the families get there. The issue for me that I'm seeing already is the fact that when the engagement happened, none of his folks were there, apparently. Only her people were there. So she pretty much has no relationship with his family. And I'm just like, why though? Like, what happened? Did something happen that we don't know about? And like, was she brought around at one point in time and she did something? Like, what's going on with that? I haven't gotten that far yet, so I have no idea what that's about. But yeah, it's pretty weird right now. Everybody going around the room and discussing why they, are concerned that, their marriage may or may not work. Like, what issues do y'all have that might hinder y'all from saying yes to this union? So we gonna see. Y'all, so the most is popping off. Like, okay, so now everybody is doing their tasks. And so Felicia is talking to his folks and they want to know, like, what's going on with them. And Keith said, like, Keith is over here talking about how they didn't kiss before, and she's like, I don't understand why they have these issues. She actually got an opportunity to ask a couple of questions that she wanted. Like, she asked, does Keith have, I mean, not Keith, does Daryl have anger issues, or, does he, have anything in him that she would need to know about? And so his friends, because his mama and two of his friends are there. And so one of his friends was like, I mean, we bumped heads before. He does have a temper at times. So yeah, be mindful of that. But yeah, so when they was talking to Daryl, Keith and Daryl kept bumping heads. He said that they kissed one time and he was like, okay, this is my first time hearing about this. And so, y'all, it was just, when I tell y'all, I was just like, okay, this is too much. Like, they really kept going back and forth. To me, it didn't get accomplished as far as Daryl having his questions and stuff out there. The main thing that Felicia had an issue with was Daryl's mama, because she feels as though she's not present. And, she was like, look, I'm never going to be that mother-in-law that's going to be at your door, in your face, calling you all day, every day, in your business like that, but I am always here. So then later on, while they having dinner, she ended up telling her fiance this. And so she was like, yeah, I just had to let it be known. I work a whole lot. I can't do all of that. It just is what it is. And, apparently she didn't understand where she was coming from when she said that. She was just saying that she's not trying to make it seem like you're never present. The issue is that they don't see you when it's like the biggest moments that are happening in life that they feel like she should be present for. And so she is accepting of that. Child, the people started going at it at the table. Keith over here lied, apparently. And it's like he's making up these things to take digs, knowing that he is going to definitely get under Daryl's skin. And it's like, girl, why is this your best friend? We over here making up lies. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, I really was sitting there like, so you're really tolerating this foolishness? Like, if he's supposed to be your best friend, he is supposed to have your best interest at heart. Now, I will understand if he was seeing some abuse or something crazy popping off between the two of y'all. But I mean, so far it just seems like they beef because he notices that he be doing the most. He said that a situation happened that he tried to check him on. Apparently there was a day party that happened. And Daryl was like, what we not finna do is this, because he was Daryl said that he touched Felicia's booty. He was like, no, I was dancing behind her. So he was like, oh, so we just go play with words. Oh, okay. But like, he was like, I would never do that to anybody's girlfriend, wife, fiance, and all this other stuff. But he didn't feel like that was wrong of him to do. And I'm like, well, I mean, hopefully you checked your fiance as well, because she was allowing it to go down, despite the fact that y'all was together. But I digress. So anyway, y'all, it got to a point where she interjected. It was like, y'all being petty. Y'all need to stop all of this. And she checked. I think somebody said something about, well, you need to check him, meaning the best friend. And so she was like, I ain't got to go home with him. I got to go home with my fiance. His friend was like, whether you going home with him or not, you still need to check your best friend, because he over here lying and doing all of this. Like, come on now. And it's obvious that he like her. And despite the fact that y'all went to school together and all this other stuff, this man still like you, apparently, because he's still doing the most, thinking that he can be able to wait in the wings for you. Like, I just can't. I mean, I understand that she might have turned off a sensor or something that is allowing her to understand that this man lived for her. Look, it is what it is. I have two friends right now who have always lived for me. I ain't never lived for them. Never lived for them in that way. Live for me right now. If I was to say, all right, I want to be with you, they would drop everything, like right now, because they live for me. They have lived for me since the first day they laid eyes on me. I ain't never lived for them. It just is what it is. I don't carry a torch for them. I never have. And it's just sad that some people go above and beyond and put themselves out there and live for folks who don't live for them. Like, that's just wasted energy and time. So anyway, y'all, it's just too much going on. And hopefully it'll get better, because it's looking real rough right now. So now we're at day 2 and they're doing their check-in, and Felicia actually had a moment where she was able to be vulnerable. This is something that she has a hard time doing because she has an issue with security. People are always walking out of her life. Her father has never been there for her, and she does not want to put everything out there only for people to walk away. And the reason why she holds on to so tight to Keith is because he's always been there. And no matter what she's told him, even the fact that she don't want nothing to do with him, as far as a relationship, dating, and all of that is concerned, he's still stuck by her. So pretty much seems like obligation a little bit. Like, oh, you've been there, so let me just ride for you because you've been riding for me. But looks like we're going to find out some stuff that's going to possibly end this friendship, because it doesn't seem like he has done what he was supposed to do to prove that he is a real friend. I can't wait to see what that part is going to be. But anyway, Daryl is always telling her about what needs to be said, what has been done, how this man is coming at him. But she has chosen not to see that. And Tracy even had to tell her, he been telling you this whole time. Like, she was like, well, I didn't see it until yesterday. And so she was like, you basically are telling me that he is telling you all this time, all this stuff is going on, but you are choosing to believe Keith over your fiance. So that's why it's as if these things aren't happening and haven't been told to you. So anyway, I like the fact that Daryl let her have her moment, and he saw her vulnerability, and he said that he even loved to see that, because he always wondered how he would be able to get under that mask that she was hiding behind. Because we all understand that a lot of us have to have this hard exterior because we don't want nobody to try us. We don't want nobody to sit up here and mess over us. So it's like, I'm a thug. Like, I'm a thug. I'm a gangster. Like, what you're not finna do is this. I might love you, but I will stab you up in here. Like, I understand all of that. But it's just, there's something to showing vulnerability that will allow for better communication and clarity, and it will allow people to see where you are so that they can help you along the way. So yeah, they about to have some tasks. She gonna have to meet up with the mamas and explain to them what happened in their meeting, and Daryl is gonna have to meet up with Keith. Keith in the confessional, like, I'm so sick and tired of meeting up with this dude, talking to him. I done talked to him so many times. But Tracy was like, you need to talk to him and tell him everything that you've ever wanted to say and get it out. So we're gonna see what happens. So now we're at day 2, and basically Felicia talked to the moms and they all realized that, you know, the way that she has been acting and the reason why she hangs on to Keith is because of security. And, you know, that conversation went well, and ain't nothing to discuss as far as that is concerned. Now, Keith and Daryl, they sat down and tried to hash things out. I don't understand why she's still friends with him. Like, I can understand that this is kind of fresh, but he been trying it for a while apparently. And he said to Daryl that the reason why he said something about the kiss was to get at him, knowing that he was lying. But he was like, you do realize that, you know, that hurt her. Because if you say something to try to get at me, essentially it's getting at her. You trying to hurt me and it hurt her. So you were okay with her being collateral damage. Like, come on now. So then they got to the dinner and they discussed what happened. She said how everything went well with the moms. But then when they were talking, she found this information out and started crying. Like, it was too much. She had to get up and walk away. He ended up, you know, hugging her before that. And then he followed her to the bathroom. And she's so shocked. She don't even know what to say. So she was in the bathroom with him. She was like, I'm just shocked. I don't even know what to tell you. And he just sitting over there like, it is what it is. And when he was at the table, he was like, look, there's a difference between loving someone and being in love with them. I will always love her. And somebody was like, well, if the opportunity presented itself when she wasn't with him and she was like, you know what, let's try it out, would you? Over, like, with the quickness, he was like, yeah. And so her friend or whatever relationship she is to her was like, she was like, well, you still have feelings for her. Like, and I'm like, that is painfully obvious. Like, since the day he stepped in the door, when they was in the vehicle coming, we can tell that he was living for her. This man basically just said what I said, which is, if the opportunity ever presented itself, he gonna be there. He waiting in the wings. He waiting on her to end now, y'all. And I'm like, I don't understand why people think that just because a situation ends that you are automatically a shoe-in. Like I told y'all before, I have 2 friends right now. I have been friends with them for quite some time. One I met in 2003. I might have met both of them in 2003. I know for a fact I met one in 2003. The other one might have been 2006. But yeah, I've known them for quite some time when I was in college. Met them in college as well. But I ain't never liked them like that. I ain't never lived for them. So it's like, and I've had relationships since. And they were like, oh, dang. And I'm like I can't. Like, if I'm not here for you like that, I don't feel that. I don't have that type of connection with you. I'm not finna force that. Like, no, that's not how that go. But he over here waiting in the wings, child. So we about to be up on day number 3. Let's see how it go. We all know, well, I'm pretty sure that if he is still there at the end of this, he is not going to be giving nobody's blessing. Because why would he want to see the woman that he won't get married to somebody else? Child, I can't. All right, the day has arrived. Day number 3, the day of the blessing ceremony. And they're having their last meeting with Miss Ma'ams. y'all, Tracy. And, they're just happy about the growth that has happened, the communication that they are having. Of course, Felicia is still feeling some type of way because of the way that Keith kept presenting himself. Um, I'm glad that Tracy told her, like, girl, the information was always there. You just chose not to see it. But that was her defense mechanism, and that was her way of coping with things. She didn't even realize that the person that she was best friends with was the same type of people that she has been constantly disappointed by in life. And that's sad and unfortunate. Now, a lot of us go through that, so it is what it is. But I'm glad that now she sees him for who he really is. Will she ever be all the way done with him as a friend? I hope so, because nah, can't do it. Yeah, with my situations, my friends might not have been here for the relationships because they were not the ones that were in the relationship with me, but they never once tried to come at me and create situations and create drama and all of that. So anyway, the blessing ceremony happened, and everybody said they get a blessing, including old boy, which I was very shocked by. And it's funny because one of Daryl's friends in the confessional at the end was like, I don't know if he gave the blessing because he really came to his senses or he just wanted everybody to shut up. And Daryl's mama was like, he want to still, be able to come to the wedding. That's why. Child, it don't matter because he is not even invited to the wedding anymore. I am glad that the two of them are thoroughly working on their communication and doing what they're supposed to do. But for some reason, Daryl's mama's relationship is still strained. They still have that strained relationship. So that's the sad part about all of this. They had this moment, and the everything between Felicia and his mama is still strained. If I'm not mistaken, that is what they said. Yeah, their relationship with his mama is still strained. But it is what it is. Anyway, y'all, yeah, I need to go to sleep. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all later on. Bye.